Hello everyone, my name is Satyam Agrawal and I'm the blogging catalyst head at GDSC-RAIT. I have Shreya Mani with me, who's the community engagement head. We're part of the PsychHack team and we're very honored to be asking questions to our esteemed experts we have with us here, Mr. Satyam Agrawal, Mr. Atharva Chandras, and Mr. Hamza Ansari, who are the UIDAI Aadhar Hackathon 2021 runner-ups. Shreya, go ahead.
I think she has lost the connection.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it, I think
So,
Satyam can continue.
yeah, you
Okay,
can. I think she lost her connection or something. Um, I'd like all of you to introduce yourselves.
I think Satyam
So,
will introduce ourselves and we can.
yeah, I will introduce all of us as a team. So, basically, we are a team of Caffeinated Fast Fingers from UIDAI Aadhaar Hackathon, and we are total 5 members. From them, we are three of us are there. Myself, Satyam Agrawal, Hamza Ansari, and Atharva Chandras, and two of us are members who could not be present here. So Smithal Lunawat and Manani Kaikwat. So, so this is our introduction. Yeah.
So
We're
basically,
very
we are just
honored
here to
to have you
answer
with
all
us
your
here. Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
Um, I'll ask, I have two, three questions. I'll ask that and then we'll proceed with the audience questions. My first question to all of you is how was your overall experience in participating in a national level hackathon?
So being a like a tech person or being uh, like a person who is participating in a hackathon, we definitely feel like we are going there because we want to learn something. We don't think that we will win, or we try to win, but we have not the main focus that we'll have to win. But and we also had that same vision, but when we participated in that hackathon, we got to learn that whatever the things that you feel about when you are working on the implementation, that the project we are working on in a hackathon, that same way doesn't work. Every time you think about something, but this thing doesn't work, so you shift your thinking, or you can say the solution, and try different approaches. And in numbers of approaches, one of the approach works, and you find that this is the perfect approach that you have come with. So definitely one thing will happen. You won't get just one solution. You will get different solutions. You will get different doubts also. But from all of them, one will be the perfect solution that can make you the that can stand you out from the box, so that that will help you to win that hackathon. So if you are able to think about that solution, if you are able to implement that way, definitely you can win the hackathon. But the thinking, the approach matters, how you approach that solution. So we experienced from our hackathon that whenever you are working on something, just give your best, think, do some good research. After doing good research, implement in a good way. In a good way means try different approaches from the research and find the perfect solution. Once you find the perfect solution, implement it the best way that you can, as you how much you can, that depends on you, your skill level or something, whatever you can say. So if you're able to implement that way, definitely you will get selected for the next round. From the then after, either it depends that uh, in your presentation, like how you present your, because presentation works like this is the one of the important part, how we present your project. Because while presentation, if you there were also other teams who presented, who had the project, very good project from us, like they have a better project from us, but since they didn't, they were not able to present their project in in the best way, that the way we did. So since our presentation was one of the best, so that's why we went to the next round, because only the first time you will get to implement. Then after rounds, you will only have to present your project, how you implemented that, what are the doubts, what are the challenges you faced, and they will tell you that in your project, how will you will be able to tackle that problem, how will be able, you will be able to tackle this and that, some any problem. So you'll have to be you will have you have to be a smart person how to answer that question, because your answer will be the uh, game changer. Like your answer will make you win in that hackathon. If you will not be able to answer in a good way, in a convenient way, like the invigilator should like your answer. If they are not liking your answer, if you are not able to answer properly to a given problem, to a given question, you will not be able to win. Since we gave a good solution, good answer for every question, that's why we went to next rounds and became the finalist. Yeah. So this was our experience.
That's great. That's great. I actually joined in the middle of the stream because Shreya was having some problems, but Shreya is also here. So no problem. We'll all talk together, I guess. The next question that I had, like while Satyam was talking about it, I was thinking about how did you guys manage to like work everything out, because we had our college going on. We also had our studies, and we already do a lot of things in one day, and yet you participated in a hackathon, and you went on a national level hackathon. You guys were felicitated. So like how was the whole time management schedule and everything? So like let's start with Hamza.
Yeah, so basically, when you're doing a hackathon and the problem statements that you're interested in, you don't consider it kind of like, oh, I have to do this work. You don't consider it as a task that is scheduled. So the assignments that they give us in college, that is like kind of like a task. You make a list and you're like, oh, I have to do this tomorrow, I have to do that tomorrow. And it like stresses you out. But for hackathons that you're interested in and the problem statements that you get, you don't really feel of it as like a working thing. You feel like, oh, I'm doing something interesting. Oh, I'm doing something that will help me, that will benefit me. And like, so this happens as college students. When you're writing assignments day in and day out, you don't feel like you're doing anything valuable. You think like, oh, what is this? This feels so bad to us. So even while the hackathon was going on for like 72 hours and we were stretched and we were pulling out all nighters, we used to sleep at like 5 a.m. or something and then wake up at 9 a.m. and then we used to continue that whole cycle again. So during that time, it never felt that we were overdoing it. Sure, in the meeting, sometimes one of us would fall asleep, and then we would like, oh, no problem, this guy has fallen asleep. So we would like kick him out of the meeting. So like, let them sleep in peace. But other times we would be jamming out. We would sometimes we'll take breaks and we're like, oh, do you like this song? Oh, do you like that song? And we'll present it. And usually some of us will get up, we're like, wait, I'll come back, I'll make a cup of coffee, and then four of us will talk. So the breaks were going on in between for 30 minutes, and then we would quickly get back to work, because while we were, so we developed it in Flutter and stuff, so it felt good. Like you would go on Stack Overflow and everyone would share solutions, like, oh look, this is working, oh look, that is working. So it kind of became like less of a hackathon, and it felt more of a jamming session where you're just learning, you know. And then yeah, it basically just phases out like that slowly. And since it's just 2 days or 2.5 days, you don't have to get into like a complete routine. You can just change, and sometimes change in routine feels good. So yeah, basically that is how we handled our pressure.
Well,
Atharva would
that
like
is,
to.
yeah,
Uh, Also, like,
sure.
sorry.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
experience.
think I was going to talk, so I just stopped. I was going to
No,
add
no.
on
If you have
something, but
another question, you can go ahead with it.
no. Please continue. I want to know, like, how did you have the same experience as Hamza, or were you pressurized by some other things or
No, no, no.
anything
It
like
was
that?
like,
Okay.
see, the hackathon came in between our end sem submissions, and also like we wanted to do something new. We wanted to participate in something that gives us more opportunities, and like we basically handled some of the end sem submissions and like some scams we do, in college. But yeah, I mean, the hackathon was more like a more fun jamming session, like Hamza said, because it made us more, it didn't feel like work when you're working in a group. It was like it was driven by passion, but also it was fun because that those 3 days we actually, like, it was like 3 or 4 hours sleep, and we were working all day, but it didn't feel like we were working. But also we all had a goal. We all wanted to be something, not win the prize, but at least get some recognition out of it and do good work. So yeah, that it was all about that. But then also it was like there was a pressure thing, obviously, because it's a 72-hour hackathon, and it was our first time participating in a time run hackathon. But then we, like, for an example, we submitted the solution like at 11 or 10:59, and 11 was the closing time. So we were all very very scared if the solution got in. But then it happened, and basically the winning part was like main the presentations made us the made us stand out, the way we presented the application to them, and the way we solved the problem. So we'll talk about that later in the questions. But yeah, this was the experience in those 3 days.
The anxiety in the last few minutes, I can
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so our solution was like we were supposed to submit at like 11 p.m. and our mail went out at like 11:03 p.m. and we were like all panicking. Oh my God, they're going to reject our
Yeah.
entire solution and stuff.
What
We
was
were
Satyam
too
going to add? Were
optimistic.
you telling the same thing?
Yeah, I was going to add that, like as Atharva said, like we had to submit at 11 or maybe 12, and we submitted at 11:59. But I was going to tell you that we submitted at 11, 2 or 3. We were 2 or 3 minutes late, not before.
Okay.
So we were just
Yeah, just
scared.
that time.
Will we get selected or will we get rejected because of this 2 or 3 minutes getting late? That's why. Was-
Uh,
Go ahead,
okay.
Shreya.
So I would just like to ask one thing. Like, after the answers that you've given earlier, we got to know that, during the hackathon period, you also got to make, like, you got to make good friends, right? You had the fun session and stuff. So is it easier to make a team with people who are already your friends? Like, these two are my friends, I'll make a team and I'll work with them. Or is it easier to make team with someone who are not your friends and then create that bond and create the project? Like, which one do you feel is better or easy for you?
Right. So for me, it was like Atharva actually texted me that Hamza, do you want to join a hackathon? And I was like, okay, who all are there? So I knew Satyam beforehand, but the other two members, Mithil and Mrunalini, I did not know. Sure, they were my classmates. I interacted with them, but I did not know them. So, and then once I joined, and then once I started interacting, we became like kind of like the bestest of friends now. We have met multiple occasions, like IRL. They would come here, and then we would meet, and then it became like a whole amazing group dynamic where Smithil became kind of like the group leader. Atharva would be the coffee guy. Wait, I need coffee. Wait, I need coffee. He would get up and leave. And then Satyam would be kind of like the coding person. Ranani is kind of cracking jokes here and there, trying to lighten the situation. And then I am here like assessing everything. Oh, how we got so close. I did not even know these two people. So it's always a mixture of like two things. There obviously every person is different, so sometimes you cannot interact with completely new people. So I had two people who I was comfortable with and two completely new people who basically got comfortable with me. So as a team, as time progressed, all that anxiety, all that stress, we were going through it together. So that brought us a lot closer to each other. And once like the prices were announced and everything, so after that it's all like ribbons and balloons, right? It's all watermelons and flowers and everything. But before that, it's like, oh, are we going to submit? Oh, are they going to reject it? Oh, are we going to make our expectations like better? Because during the hackathon we were getting calls from some of the higher ups in the Aadhar department. We got a call from a guy called Vivek Raghavan. I think he's the chief of product at Aadhar. And so he was asking, how are you doing? And so we were that constant anxiety that, oh, are we going to be good at it? Are we going to be good at it? So that's basically like what Atharva and Satyam have said already, that it's more of the presentations, the way we presented it, that was important. Because in our case, in our hackathon, there are already good engineers that are working at Aadhaar, so they don't need particularly third engineer students to make an extremely good working app that they can present to a billion people. They need a good idea that they can further implement. And so while brainstorming those ideas, you get a lot closer because you get a lot of different perspective things, that okay, this is how he views it, this is how she views it, this is how I'm going to view it, and how about we just collaborate all of those ideas together and try to present them with a beautiful idea with a beautiful presentation. So we had like two good Canva people in our group, Atharva and Smithal, who would always do it. Me and Rani were like the grammar checkers, the people who would type good English. And Satyam was like, "Oh, Hamza, you should add this point. Hamza, you should add that point." So yeah, the group dynamics. If the group dynamic fits, the presentations will be good, and even the entire hackathon will be like great.
I like how you said that they got comfortable with me and not like you
Yeah,
accepted, but it was.
Like basically the
yeah,
hackathon, fostered a nice friendship between the
yeah,
five of us. Like
And
feels
yeah.
good to
The
hear it from you.
yeah,
and
the
with your
friendship is like
answer,
really
like
amazing.
this can also prove to be a message to our juniors who are like, "Abhi main akela hu and I want to have someone in my team." So you can make teams with new people. Like maybe you'll end up having bond like them and maybe
Yeah,
winning 1 lakh cash prize.
This is like
But Hamza
an
summed it up
example.
very, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
very
it's
brilliantly,
it was
because
very nice.
even though he knew the other two people, it didn't matter at the end of the day because he got
yeah,
really comfortable with the other ones too. So you can always team up with strangers and build things. And
yeah. That's
usually
like the most
hackathons,
important part.
yeah, do bring people together. I know that because yeah, even when there are differences and they get like I was once in a team and everyone was just frustrated because we were really late, but at the end when the anxiety hits, we all kind
Yeah.
of came together and submitted the project. So that's about it. Yeah, Sarvika, let's move on to the next question.
Now I think we'll take questions from the chat box, and people are really, excited to ask questions. So let's do that. I think the first question here is Karan is in his freshman year. Is there any skills to practice before participating in hackathons apart from tech stacks? That is his question.
Uh,
So
I think the recently Smart India Hackathon had like all different fields, right? So there are two basic fields that you can separate. That is software and hardware, and then from there you can like separate a lot of different fields. I think it was advertised a lot in our class groups as well. So if you're interested in robotics, you can go into hardware, and from there you can go into IoT and stuff. Um, and then if you're interested in software, there are different fields, or you want to help in medical, or do you want to help in other stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, hackathons are held on like such a huge basis that you are competing in one hackathon, and then you don't even know that two other hackathons are consistently happening. You ask your tech friends and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm participating in this hackathon." So like you have PsychHack right now. So even when we were participating in the Aadhar UIDAI hackathon, just after we completed it, one of our friends would forward another one of hackathon that was international one that was happening according to a US company, and so the prices were also internationally, you know, in they were like they put it on the website in dollars and stuff. So it was like international shit. So hackathons, like, they never end. Everyone needs ideas, and everyone needs, uh, researchers and people to work on their product. So all you have to do basically in engineering is just research, and you'll for sure find it.
Yeah, and since the beginning of the talk, they have been saying that the main crux of their the main crux of their submission was the presentation and the way they
Yeah.
presented it, and every other skill that they have been talking about. So apart from the tech stacks, they have listed down a lot of things that you can work on. So yeah, you can always do things related to tech and be creative, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and basically, I'll just like to add in that, if you're following a tech stack, for example, if you're learning web development, and there's a hackathon that's like giving opportunities about web or mobile development, whatever. But then, if you know that, if you even know the basis of that tech stack, you can go through the hackathon, you can develop whatever you can, and just go and attempt it. That gives you an experience. That gives you a lot of confidence in whatever you're developing, and like it gives you basically another project that you can get recognized from. And also it the tech stacks you for me, I was learning Flutter, and this like developing this app in the hackathon that gave me more like a clear idea about how we develop actually the application in a real time world, so that will maybe help, like just attempt to go through an hackathon, and just you can basically just go and attempt it, whatever tech stack you are pursuing right now. So it doesn't matter what tech stack you're pursuing.
Yeah, because in hackathons you have nothing to lose, right? You either get selected or you don't get selected.
hmm.
It's not like you're participating in with money. Oh, I'm going to lose it and all. You have nothing to lose. Just go in there, try it.
uh, Also, like Karan, he said he's in like first year, and we have many students this year who are in their first year or who are participating in a hackathon for the first time. So, would you like to share any experience about your first hackathon, like each one of you, and like the stress that you had or the curiosity that you had, and was there someone who guided you for that? Like anything about your first hackathon?
So if I
So
talk
I
about
think,
my
uh,
experience, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for
no,
the
no,
in
go,
the first
Satyam.
hackathon, I filled all the forms and everything, and we participated. But since we didn't know anything, we just participated, tried to implement something, but we are not able to implement even a single part of it, and we just left that. But it doesn't mean that if you're not able to do something, you're not able to complete any project, you have lost everything. Since you are not able to even start on that project, you should take it as a motivation that since in this hackathon I was not able to even start on this project, work on this project, because I don't have that much skill. I will develop that skill, and in the next hackathon I will just do everything as much as I can. So definitely you should like participate in a hackathon. Either you don't know anything, just participate. Once you participate, you get to know that how much knowledge you have and how much knowledge you are required to have in a hackathon. And work on your skill, on especially on that skill which you are required to work on a hackathon. And in the next hackathon, again participate, do some work. I'm not saying that in the next hackathon you will be able to complete that project, but definitely if you have worked on your skill after first hackathon, you'll be able to implement some part of it at least. Then third hackathon you will be able to implement more part of it. And once you are like confident, I now I can, in this hackathon I can complete the project, you just go and break the everything, every part of it, and complete the project. So
That's
my
a great
experience
message
was,
for viewers,
first hackathon
actually.
I did nothing. The second hackathon, I did something, but I was not able to complete. And the third one was this one, this UIDI hackathon.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
It was
And
really
he actually came a
inspiring.
runner-up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It
in the
No,
third
this
hackathon
is
itself.
like that. We have a
efforts
saying
bring
in
success.
Hindi. That is, जब
Yeah.
तक पानी में गिरोगे नहीं तैरना नहीं सीखोगे. So what Satyam said was similar to
Right.
that. Like until and unless you participate, you won't get that. I want to learn or I want to do something. So for all the newbies that we have in our college, that can be a great motivation, like from your side.
Yeah, I
Also, it
remember.
is very inspiring of him, of not like his first experience wasn't that great, but he did not stop. So
Yeah.
that was something is very inspiring for everybody here. Yeah, I'd like you to continue, Hamza.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Yes.
should not
no,
stop, because if you will
was
stop, it means, yeah.
no, say Satyam, don't worry, say. Speak. I've seen you speak in our meets. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, when you just stop, then there's nothing matter, because if you will stop, then you're not able to move ahead, and you will just get stuck there, and that's it. Nothing will happen. You'll have to work on
That's
it,
true.
even if you either you fail or either you just get success. Because after this UIDI hackathon, we didn't stop working on our skills. We are still working on our skills to win another hackathon. So we need to work on it.
And you're sure you will.
Yeah.
Also, tell them about the prizes. That is another motivation.
Yeah.
That is like the primary motivation,
Yeah.
especially in this hackathon, because the first prize was like 3 lakh rupees. You don't usually get to see such huge prizes. You get swags, you get bags and stuff. You don't usually
Yeah.
get 3 lakh cash prize. So that was like
No
really
worries.
huge.
PsychHack 2.0, we'll have cash prizes next year. So let's
Yes.
hope for that. Sponsors, if you are hearing this, please, we will connect with you next year for monetary sponsorships. Anyway, let's move on to the next question.
No,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
I think Hamza was speaking something like about his first hackathon. So
Oh,
Oh,
I
I'm
no,
really
I
sorry,
just wanted
Hamza.
to add. I just wanted to add a little anecdote. It was not actually a first hackathon thing, but if we know about the senior Vaishnavi Dwivedi, she actually invited me to one of her first groups. I believe that she made HKKN. I guess the full form was Hum Kisi Se Kam Nahi. And I was in first year, and at that time I did not know like anything. Basically, I did not even know HTML and CSS. So I got scared and I was like, oh my god, she's a senior and she's inviting me, and I did not participate in that. So I do kind of still, like, I'm in third year right now. I'll be moving into like I'm in sixth semester, so I still do kind of regret it. That, oh, I should have went there. I should have like participated. I would have got to learn some stuff. Like that is what I'm saying. Like, if you're getting an opportunity, just take it, because in first year you're basically not doing anything. You're studying chemistry and physics. Like, who cares about that? So like, if you're getting something, especially if a senior is coming in, then you can just like go for it. They're not going to
Most
embarrass you. They're not
people
going to
here
laugh
know
at
her, I
you.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not going to like
Most
laugh
people
laugh
here
at you. Like, yeah, exactly.
know Vaishnavi Jyoti. She is the ex GDSC lead. She was the lead
Yeah,
last year. I was also a part of that group. Yes, you should have been there because we did learn a
yeah,
lot. We did not complete the
yeah.
project, but yeah, we learned some basic things from her. So that was great.
Yeah.
Nice callback.
So, are we still on that question about the first hackathon?
No,
Yeah.
we just took
No,
another
we'll take
question.
another question. Yeah. How do you get to know about all these opportunities like hackathons and etc.? Ravi is asking.
So
Like,
basically, about this hackathon, we actually got to know about from our teachers itself, from our professors. But mostly, you can, if you want to participate in some other hackathons, you can keep a lookout for on many, whatever WhatsApp groups, Discords, or even follow some companies on LinkedIn. There are basically many hackathons that are posted on LinkedIn. So like you can look out for all these opportunities anywhere, and like once you get into it, you'll get the communities that like regularly post about these things. So basically, you can just look out for them anywhere in tech. Just just if you follow a community on LinkedIn, you'll get hundreds of messages about hackathons every day.
Yeah,
okay.
and I feel like as you grow
Um,
up,
that
you
was a really
like
nice
you
answer. Now, I think we'll move on to our next question. Neha is asking, there are
Uh,
many ideas to build.
okay, okay. So
Okay,
Sorry,
Srishti
Sarika. I
Singh.
think
I
Hamza
wanted to
was
ask
saying
that.
something.
Okay, yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that like in general, as you grow up, you feel a lot of it's like a stigma that don't be close to teachers, don't be close to like a teacher's pet and all. But if you have connections with like one or two teachers, they will genuinely like text you and be like, "Oh, we find you like you're good in this and this. You should participate in this project." And that is what happened with us, I guess, too, right? Atharva? I think
Yeah.
Smita ma'am texted Muranani to participate in this Aadhar hackathon, and so that is how we did it. Yeah, we can move on now.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell
Teachers,
you why we are cutting
networking with
each other off.
teachers is a good thing in
Key.
for these
Yeah,
hackathons, you know.
it is always a good thing. It,
Yeah, true, true.
True that.
whoever
Network
says
is
it's
Yeah.
a bad thing, yeah, he's just lying. It is always a good
yeah.
thing.
Srishti is
I was saying,
asking, yeah, I wanted to ask how to connect with new people to build your team if you don't know many people interested in tech stacks, like through WhatsApp groups or whatever. You can say your experience about that.
Oh, Discord communities, bro. It's like
Mhm.
right now you have two things that are taking tech to the next level, and that is like Twitter and Discord communities.
Yeah.
Twitter has this huge corner of tech people
Tech
that
Twitter.
get so many impressions. You ask them a simple question like which is your favorite CSS selector, and they'll be like 80 replies to this. You can also put like a hate tweet there, like I don't like Bootstrap, and they'll also be like, I completely agree with you. You'll get validated, you'll get help, you'll get everything on Twitter on the tech side. And then you also
or
have
maybe
the
roasted. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe roasted. That is like the staple of internet. You're either getting roasted, you're getting validated. There's no in between. And then you have Twitter, Discord communities. We we kind of took help for our Flutter project from Discord communities when we were stuck on something. That's like very important. There are even in the actual official Discord communities, people are readily they available to answer. So I think yeah, that is how you connect. And like
so
Atharva said,
being
even
active
LinkedIn.
in tech communities will help you
Yeah.
in Twitter, on Twitter, or on Discord. Anyway, it helps if you are a part of a community. So try to join communities and be active over there.
Also, we have a next question from Neha Thakur. It is, there are many ideas to build. How can we select one perfect project to build? Like, what should be the thinking while selecting a project? Like out of so many ideas that we have.
So, if I talk about how we chose our idea,
Yeah.
like there were two themes, and from each theme there are four problem statements. Means there were 8 problem statements. So we read all of them, and the one which was the easiest we found, we chose that one because we didn't want that if we choose the hardest one or the difficult one, if we choose that one, if you're not able to implement that, that's a that's nothing we want something that we can complete and submit. So we found the easiest problem statement that we can do and just worked on it because on that one you can give your best idea, best solution, and they want that. And the second thing was the PS that we chose. There are few of them in the team, in the participants who participated in hackathon, who chose our problem statement. And since there are less number of people in that PS, we had the higher probability to win that hackathon. And yeah, so this is the one of the things that you should try to choose the easiest one that you can do yourself.
Also, we have next question from Suraj Pawar. He says, I'm a game developer. Is there any hackathon opportunity for a gamer or game development for that? If you know
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
opportunities,
of course
yes.
there are lots of hackathons being conducted by even uh, at a national level or even at international level. And in the PS there are numbers of game development options. Like I think in the last one there are some Web3 hackathon, and they wanted something kind of game development project. They were, and they wanted in something using blockchain something or NFS. I think so. So there are lots of projects or hackathon based on game development. Yeah, but I'm not.
If you want to be,
I'm not.
sorry,
I
sorry.
don't. I'm not. I'm not able to remember what were the hackathons that in which I saw game development PS. But yeah, means companies or maybe different officials conduct game development hackathons also.
Basically,
Yeah.
many of the game development hackathons are like more like focusing onto the metaverse thing right now
Yeah.
internationally.
Right.
So like, there's opportunities for gamers who are developing games like to get into that metaverse AR thing. If you just search on Twitter or just sort out from LinkedIn, you'll get many opportunities. Because like even the gaming Twitter, gaming development Twitter threads, like many like very helpful. Because like there's many people around there that will actually like give you opportunities and like take interest in you there. So you can keep a lookout for on all these platforms available.
That was a very insightful answer. Thank you for that. Our next question is from Dev Chavan. He says he's currently in his fourth semester and he does not have skills like coding or etc. because he did not study anything. But he says he's starting now and he's asking if he can compete next year in the hackathon and be able to build a good project if you think so. And if yes, then how? How can he go about that?
You just need to
So
first get the idea, like in which sector, in which field he wants to work upon, either in web dev or mobile dev or AI ML or IoT or some anything else. So you need to choose one field. He needs to work on that field, at least the basics of it. And once he knows the basics, just start participating in hackathon. Once you will participate, you will get to know where you are lacking your skills, and you just need to fulfill those skills, like and those holes where you are lacking, and just learn them, participate in another hackathon, then crack it. I think
And
this is the formula. There is no exact formula that and do this and you will just break that problem, or you will just be able to uh, like complete the project, or you will be able to win the hackathon. You will have to measure something, you can't measure that. You'll have to be at present, like you don't know that thing, just learn it and try to implement it. That's it.
I was going to point out the wordings of the question there, that what you have to study. So basically, when we are talking about project-based learning, you don't have to actually study anything. Like, yeah, if you are into cooperative coding or something like that, you may have to. But for the development side of things, you have to participate in hackathons and try to apply it and do stuff. Because majorly, when you come across a problem, even while developing a project, you can obviously go to Stack Overflow, Google the problem, and you learn about it. So, and you will directly apply it in your project. So that is another, like, that is the way to learn things. So don't take hackathons as as the competition. They just said that when they participated to learn, not to win. So you got the spirit to compete, but please focus more on the learning side too.
True, true. That is very true. Um, Next question from Suraj. Does tech stack really matter? Do judges give preference to web and ML, etc.?
So
that
basically,
that
yeah,
completely
Hamza, go on.
depends upon your my net is lagging. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Atharva.
And particularly in a hackathon, they don't care about the web stack. They don't care about what technology you have used. At a point, they do care about it, but the main thing that they care about is how are you solving the problem they have put forward. So basically you can use whatever you're comfortable with, uh, and it doesn't matter what tech stack do you know, but like something, some basis, if you go through with, for example, Flutter mobile development, then using that technology you can solve the problem that they have given, and then put forward the problem to them and present it well. And if that technology that you use solves the problem perfectly, then you don't have to care about any other technology, and like you don't have to care about learning anything else other than that. So basically in hackathons, the main thing is to solve the problem that they have given. They don't care about the technology that we use.
Basically, it's like solving the problem as best as you can and like submitting it, presenting it,
Yeah,
right?
presenting. Yeah.
Exactly. Mithil Chaudhary is asking, did you get a chance to interact with the dev team at Aadhar?
During yes, we did actually. So there was this forum on the Aadhar hackathon, which was actually very active. Usually, you think of forums and you think that people won't interact, but it was very very interactive, and we would always get answers in like within minutes. So, and anytime we would not be able to clear an answer, they'd say okay, share a Google Meet link or Zoom link, and then they join. So most of the time it was people from the Aadhaar dev team. And so there were two rounds of presentation as well. So the first round that we actually interacted, the second round was kind of like the alumni thing. But the first round that asked, there were a couple of developers who were working for the OTP things and the API thing. So yeah, they were actually very helpful always. They would never like laugh at us or anything. Oh, you don't know such a simple thing. They were very helpful. They were very kind, and they would like answer instantly. You know.
Okay, so now we have next question from Ravi Nalabde. This is more like for PsychHack team. Like, I'm a beginner. Can I still participate in PsychHack?
Yes, you obviously can. Already the 24, no, not 24, 12 hours have been passed. I'm sorry. Yeah, 12 hours have been passed, and maybe you are a little late, but team up and you can still submit your project by, yeah, by the 36 hours end. So, yeah, you can participate, Ravi.
Yeah, and maybe if you get lucky, then like the deadline is at 10, and you can submit it at 10:03. Like these three experts that we have, and still you can win. Yeah. Also, is there like anyone advice that you wish someone had given to you before you started hacking? Like something for people who are participating for the first time. Like anyone advice, which if anyone had given it to you, it would have become easy for you.
Advice, I don't think there is something that we would like to change, like, oh, did we know something, because this was like a completely learning experience. But if I were to give an advice, is just basically, when you look at a problem statement, you have this need or want to do everything that you think of. But in hackathons, you look at a problem statement, and if there are like 4 or 5 parts to it, try to at least do 2 or 3 things completely well. Even if you don't do the other 2 things, at least you have something to show, you have something to present. And yeah, so basically, do a couple of things and then present well. I feel like that is the way we will move on in further hackathons if we participate as a team.
That's great. It's like serving a average tea in a good cup is better than serving a very good tea in an average cup. Maybe like that. Like presenting it matters more. So
I don't think there are any further questions on the in the comment section. I don't see any. Yeah. Do you have any
but there
questions,
was
Shreya?
someone who was saying like, I just noticed four of you have same background, but it's three of us who have same background, not four.
Yeah, we are all living in Belapur at Satyam's place. So, yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much, Atharva, Satyam, and Hamza, for being here, for giving us the time. Really, really thank you. And Sarvika, yeah, you can add if you want to add anything.
People and all of us are very happy with the answer. Someone really said ki we're getting a lot of insights and everything, and your answers really help people a lot. So thank you for that, and thank you for such concise answers. That's what I wanted to add.
We kept cutting each other off because we were very excited to talk to you guys, and yeah, and
That's my fault.
in the end,
Sorry.
it got
Sorry
really
for that.
crowded. So sorry for that. Yeah, so let's conclude it. Any concluding words from anyone? If anyone wants to speak anything.
Atharva, conclude
Okay,
the
cool
session.
then.
Satyam is the best
Actually,
for a podcast, and
Okay. So
Okay,
people who have
thank you for
participated in
having us.
yeah,
yeah, people who have participated in
actually,
PsychHack, hurry up with your project building. Don't be late. That's the only take. That's the only take that you should not take from here. Don't be late, and submit it in time. And all the best. Yeah, Shreya, continue.
yeah, actually, like there were many misconceptions which many people had before this session. So I'm pretty sure that this definitely helped, especially the first years. Like normally we used to get doubts like ye kar sakte kya, can we do this, can we do that? But after this session, it is clear. Like even if you can't do anything, you can still participate, and then you can learn things because we have so many. Things we have internet where we can learn everything, so participation is must. That was main thing which we got to learn. And again, following deadlines, that is something you can be lucky but not every time, so you have to make it in time. And also one more thing, like people were again confused about teams, like should I team up with an unknown person or will it be difficult? So even you have cleared that doubts. So this was actually a very helpful session because you covered almost all the major doubts which students had. So thank you so much. And again, congratulations again for winning great prize and getting such recognitions. Thank you.
thank you so much.
I
Very
would,
nicely
I
said.
would, I would just like to like finally add. One of our friends was in the comments and he asked if Team Caffeinated Fast Fingers are going to participate in PsychHack. We are currently in the process of moving here and there because two of our members are live far away. So unfortunately for us, this time it's not possible. But PsychHack 2.0, for sure, we will participate.
Yeah, for the monetary prize.
For
Yeah.
the monetary
Yeah,
prize.
for the monetary prize, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, even if
Okay.
there's no monetary prize, still there are so many prizes that we have this year. In case you haven't
Yeah.
checked, then you can just check our website and you'll get to see all the prizes that we have. So if you have
Yeah,
not
obviously,
registered till 12
I was
p.m.
just
today,
kidding. I was
you
just
can
kidding.
register.
Obviously, not monetary prizes are always the motivation. You can check out the prizes of PsychHack over here. That's not the point. Anyway, thank you, Shreya, and have a good time, everyone. I won't say good night because I know most of you will pull an all nighter tonight. So yeah, all the best and bye bye, everyone. And thank you all.
Bye. Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.